find something awesome at midnight and we bring it to you at one day at that low price. But I can tell you something, that this is the lowest price that we've ever seen for a Dyson hot and cool air multiplier. We've never been at a price of $259.95. Number one, I want to hear from you. If you do have this in your home, like one of our callers just during the That's Cool show at 6, who was given it as a gift during the holiday season, if you're someone like that, would you call us? We'd really love to hear from you. And I also have to tell you that not only is the lowest priced Dyson heater fan we've ever offered, but it's the only order of the season. So if this does sell out, and over, I think 7,000, maybe 8,000 have been ordered, close to 8,000 have been ordered since midnight last night. If your color sells out, there is not another order coming back in. So here's what we've got for you. We have it in clean, crisp silver. That'd be a great gift, especially if you freeze in your office, or you're a teacher, or even an administrator, and the door opens and the blast of cold air comes in. Wow, is this gonna be wonderful. We also have it for you in that Dyson blue. Down below, now you can oscillate the heat and the air the cool multiplier. That's purple. That's new today. We've never done that before in an air multiplier by Dyson on QVC. It's by far the most limited color, and we also have it in white. So here comes my dear friend Susie Trainer, who's our expert, who, thank you so much. We literally are heating the studio right now with the Dyson.
Well, I think they have some doors open for some snow blowers on the other end.
Oh, that's what it is.
Q+ over there. So I had to add another heater down on the floor for us back here.
But like, that's real life, because what happens is, like, the door opens, like I said, maybe at your place of work, and this blast of air comes in. If you went to the host lounge right now, you would find a Dyson air multiplier. Some hosts, like I said earlier, use it to stay cool. I can walk in 5 minutes later in the same dressing room, and I am always freezing cold.
Yeah, me too.
And I can use the same exact unit to get warm. That's why I love this. And I'll tell you, I was in the first meeting when we first talked about bringing the Dyson air multiplier to QVC, and we wondered, would people really want to spend, just to say it out there, this amount of money on an air multiplier and heater if they hadn't experienced it already? Well, the answer was yes. This quickly became a bestseller. Our QVC price in the future will be close to $300. That's still an awesome value on this unit. We've asked you to do your comparison shopping, but today and today only, at the lowest price we've ever seen for a Dyson air multiplier, which is a heater and a fan all in one, that's $259.95. It's never gone lower than that, and I don't know if we could ever do that again. And when your color goes, it's the only order of the season. Well, we also said let's make shipping and handling free.
Why not?
And let's give you 5 easy payments of $51.99 for an item you will use year-round. So when I'm not saying fan, I'm not saying heater in the traditional sense, what is an air multiplier?
So an air multiplier is a revolutionary idea. I want you to think of kind of going from the rotary style phone to the iPhone. That's the big difference in technology here. And so what we're doing is we're taking the air in your home, we're pushing it through copper elements and actually heating all of the air that you have in that particular room that you're in. So you're getting heat quickly. That blue represents cool air. As it moves through the machine, it becomes hot air. So you're gonna get long-range heat projection, which means long-range heat blowing at you and toward you. This same machine that does the heat is the same machine that does high-velocity cool air when the summer months come. So this is something you have out all year long. You don't put it away. It's seasonless. It's also great for anybody who lives anywhere in the country. Right now, though, we happen to be experiencing, like many other people, the frigid, cold temperatures.
Tomorrow, I'm worried about my kids. Like, it's that kind of a day. Like, please bundle up. Don't forget your earmuffs. Don't forget your gloves. It's a freezing, bitterly Arctic blast tomorrow. But you might say, well, Jane, I'm actually in South Florida right now, and I'm enjoying the sunshine. Well, if you are, guess what?
Great.
Still order this, because you can multiply that air and help your air conditioning work more efficiently.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show you the heat gun, because I keep touching it and hugging it. It's not just because I love it so much I'm giving it a hug. I'm showing you how safe it is 192 degrees and climbing, but still safe to the touch.
Right.
So when you do have it on that heat mode, don't be afraid to have it around your kids or around your pets. We hear from a lot of people today.
Right.
One lady, I think, had her grandbaby, 14 months old, around it. No problem. Have it in your child's room or wherever the kids are playing. It also will turn off if they tip it over.
Great.
So
safety feature.
It's a great safety feature.
It looks like a piece of modern art. It really does, especially if you go for a color that really pops in the room or blends in. That's why I love that we have silver, only order of the season. Going up in price at the end of the day, this is the last full hour on the day devoted to Dyson and the Air Multiplier. You'll be back later on this evening, but not in a full hour.
One last time, no?
So then we have it in that beautiful blue. And we were just talking about the fact that we wish every single remote control had a little magnetic spot it could hold on to. So I would never search for the clicker, as we call it in my family, for the TV.
You owe me something.
A story.
You owe me a story. Okay. I've been waiting 3 hours now.
All right, I'm going to tell you. And then we have it in white and then purple for the first time ever, but that's limited. Okay. Okay. So I always talk about how you cannot control the heat in certain areas. So my daughter moved into a new spot, and it is in a much older building than she was in before, probably built in about the 20s. Radiator heat, freezing cold. Okay, so this morning when my husband was driving back up to see the two of us, we said, can you bring the Dyson? Actually, can you bring both of them? So being the good parents that we are, because she needed one for, I mean, really, we needed to jumpstart it. Now we're going to bring the other one back home eventually. Okay. But I mean, there is rarely a time that a young lady will say,
can you bring the heater?
But there's no way to adjust that heat. And that's what's not just in my family, that might be in your family. Like, you can't take that radiator and make it suddenly get warmer or colder. This is something which I love, because let's just say, those old-fashioned heaters, they worked so good that then the room felt very, very, very overheated. And then, like my husband said, then you were opening the windows.
You can't regulate it.
You can't regulate it. That's what I love about this. You can regulate it. So it got requested.
Oh, well,
it's now in the apartment, because it's going to be a very cold night and a very cold day. So in those spaces where your mom, your dad, your husband, your sister, your children can't go and just turn that thermostat up, or like our last caller said, her beautiful daughter-in-law and son bought her a Dyson for Christmas. She already in her house, because she had electric heat, kept the thermostat really low, but she was really uncomfortable. And she said the most beautiful thing. She said, I'm so much more comfortable in my house ever since I got this as a Christmas present. So as a parent, I said, yes, you can take ours. It's more important for you to have it, but that's why you should always have a Dyson at the ready, because you never know when you're going to need it. And let me tell you, you're going to love it and you're going to need it like we have in my family.
Well, and it's also great. So let's go over to an area where we're talking about what your daughter was experiencing with the radiator heaters and different space heaters.
Like, it really, I know it was on because I went up and touched, went near, but oh man, you didn't know it was on in the room. You really didn't.
And that space heater, it's not going to oscillate for you. It doesn't have an internal temperature thermostat that you can set. You can't tilt it. You can't put a big radiator heater on your nightstand or on your dresser. This is going to heat your room quickly. You're going to get nice, even heat throughout the room. It's going to feel great. You're also going to get high velocity cooling air when the hot summer months come around. It also has a small footprint. So it's not this big behemoth machine that you're going to takes up a lot of space.
I think it looks really cool. It looks like modern art.
It's sleek enough that you definitely want to have it out all year long. But let's talk about the replacements. Oh, you have it on 183 degrees now.
So I have the heat gun that we showed you a moment ago. I probably just turned off a second ago. Okay.
So 180 degrees. It's very hot.
I have to be careful. Like, I'm actually not touching it the way that I would the Dyson.
But the problem with this and with these, you have these. I'm sure something here looks familiar to you that you've already used. These will get hot as well as this. All of the air will just rise up to the ceiling, eventually at the back wall, eventually the floor, and kind of make a circular motion to get to you. So it's going to take a while. These other fans, they get dusty, they get dirty, and then they're hard to clean. So what we're doing is we're taking all of these, we're taking the problems that they have, and we're giving you the solution. So here we had this at, what was it, 180
right,
or 160?
I can even do it again. Okay, so here is that little heat gun.
Well, you make me nervous putting your arm so close
I know,
to that
I'm
thing.
being good. I know, I'm trying not to touch it. But I'm okay. I'm at 161 when I tilted it there.
Definitely
156, 140. Okay, it's hot.
So it's hot. It's definitely hot.
If I had little ones, or I'd be like keeping this away because I wouldn't want them to get burned.
Now I have in front of this heat-sensitive paint that should change when it reaches 87 degrees.
So why isn't it changing?
Well, that's a great question. Because all of the heat, unfortunately, is rising up to what would be the ceiling in your living room. So it's going to take a while before it gets to you, and it's not going to be blowing at you. It's going to be a very slow, kind of snail's pace. Whereas when you have this on, you're going to get long-range heat projection right away,
Look at
blowing at you right now. How many of us, when you're chilly, do you want to wait an hour or so before you even feel warm? And by then, you can't adjust that.
Right.
Once you have this on, just not like turning it down or turning it up quickly. Right. It takes a while. Have something that is instantaneous that makes you comfortable now.
And you know, you may need this right now because it's that kind of a day. And you know, it's super lightweight. So you really, you know, let's face it, we love to present things on QVC, but you don't have to get more than one if what you can afford right now is our today's special value at $51.99, which again is on Easy Pay, which means you have a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't pay money to restock it if you send it back to us. Find out why so many of our customers have fallen in love with this. It saved them money and it's also made them more comfortable. And I'd love to kind of show everybody, Susie, how it works. Because you might wonder, like, is it just low, medium, and high?
Sure.
How do I really get this working in my home?
So it does come with a magnetic remote control that you can kind of change everything here. So let's go take it all the way up to 99. 99 is the highest. 99 is going to be your high heat all of the time. This is the Susie feature, I like to say, because I always have it at 99. Anything less than that, and now you're talking about the internal thermostat is going to kick in and keep the room at whatever temperature that you designate to this to be. So if you had it down to 72, say, it'll keep the room at 72 degrees, automatically turning on and off. You hit all the way down to 32, it's going to be cooling mode. I'm not doing it now because I just like to keep it on high heat because we are chilly in
we
here.
still have the back doors open.
We do.
And let me tell you, if we didn't have these Dysons working right now, you and I would be teeth chattering because the big open doors are open to the outside right now in our studio. This is saving us right now.
And you were talking about low, medium, high. So this has all the way from 1 to 10 as far as how much air is actually being produced. It does oscillate to the left and the right, and I'm going to turn it to the side so you can see the touch tilt feature, because a lot of people ask me.
And thank you for warming me up.
Right?
I'm loving it.
I know. Well, before the cell starts, I always turn it toward me myself. But you can actually tilt it down toward you. So if you have it on a dresser or an end table, fantastic. And then if you have it on the floor, you can tilt it up toward you if you like. You don't have to touch tilt. It's just a nice feature to have.
And then it can oscillate as well.
And then it will oscillate. So I'm going to do that for you as well.
So those are all the built-in features, by the way, working off the remote that then has its little home on top, so you never lose it. But it's 8 p.m. Eastern. This is the last hour of the day devoted to Dyson. Like I said, I don't know what we would have done. I guess we would have gone out to a big box store. We would have looked for some sort of a heater. It would not have been this efficient. My daughter needed it ASAP. Well, and you know, as a parent, you want your kids to be warm and toasty, but you feel the same way about your mom and dad, and you want it to be safe around their dogs or their cats. This is the way to go. Today, the lowest price we've ever had, and we've had some great prices in the past on the Dyson AM04, as well as this is the only order of the season, as Kathy takes a moment to dial in on our cold weather must-have day. This is it, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. Welcome in.
Hi.
Good. Hi. How are you?
We're great. How are you doing?
Good. I am so excited that I happened to stumble upon QVC tonight and see the Dyson, heating, cooling fan. It's exactly what I think will do the trick for my son's bedroom, which is above our garage in our house. So his room is always colder than all the other rooms and hotter in the summer.
Right.
And my other son, I had bought one of those, conventional type of, heating units you plug in, and you're right. It doesn't heat his room, the room you're in, unless you're standing right on top of it.
Right. And you know, you can't sleep by standing right on top of the heater, right, Kathy?
No, you can't. If it's not directly on you, you won't feel it, and everyone else in the room doesn't feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to just ask you, what kind of weather have you had in your part of Pennsylvania today, Kathy?
Well, it is so cold that I told our dog, I'm not taking you out.
Oh, no, it's that cold.
It is that cold. We're only about an hour from Philadelphia, so you know how cold it is
I
there.
do,
Well,
yeah.
it is just a little bit colder here, and
Wow.
it is freezing. So I feel so badly for my son, even though we have the house set at 70. His room above the garage is always at least 10 degrees colder than the rest of the house.
Gosh.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, Kathy, when you get this home and you plug it in and you see that instant warmth with that incredible airflow, you're going to say, okay, this might be the best thing I ever bought from QVC.
And I bought a lot of things from QVC. So
That's not a bad thing.
I'm very excited to get it.
Oh,
and
good.
You know,
Thank you.
I have Dyson vacuums in my house, so I know the quality.
Right.
So I know when I purchase something with that name, I don't even give it a second thought that
Aw.
I'm not buying something that is going to stand up to what it says it's going to do and last a very long time. So I'm very confident in my purchase tonight because it's a Dyson and it's coming from QVC.
Oh, thank
you can't
you,
get better
Kathy.
than that.
Thank you. That means a lot to
Yeah,
both of us.
thank you, of
And
course.
best of luck to your son. I'm glad that his room's going to be finally toasty warm.
Well, he will thank you too when we get there. Thank you so much, and
Thanks,
thank you.
Kathy.
Warm.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So, I mean, look at these guys. What I love about it is Kathy's son has been freezing. His room is 10 degrees colder
Above
than
the
the rest of the
garage.
house.
Yeah.
And the thing is, maybe Kathy's living room or family room where they are during the day gets a little chilly. It's so lightweight, she can pick it up and she can take it with her. And then, you know, you're not going to have this running all day long in his room in order for it to work.
Well, that's the whole idea. And actually, let's even show you that with some
Right.
fog, because I think I really want to explain air multiplier technology in an even easier way to
By the
show
way,
you about
600
airflow.
ordered just in this show.
Oh.
That purple is the most limited. It's also our first ever purple, and it's brand new to our today's special value. We do not have another order coming in this season. And if you want purple, oh my gosh, wait, we ordered, wait, wow.
Wait a second.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? We actually have sold over 600 in this hour. In the purple, there are 400 left. That may sound like a lot. It's not, because nearly 8,000 altogether have been ordered today. So if those 400 purple Dysons go in this hour, the final hour of the day devoted solely to Dyson, you're not going to see it again this season reordered. That's
It's a
the way
great
it works.
color too,
I
actually.
know, that
It's nice.
purple's almost gone.
So now we are back here with the fog, so I can show you how air multiplication works, because sometimes you think, what does that mean? What is she talking about? So with this fog machine, I have it actually pointed at the base, and you're going to see the fog being pulled in from the base and pushed out through the center. So I'm going to turn this on. So here's the fog at the base, but take a look at this. This is what we're talking about. The air that's actually filling your room. So in your daughter's room, or apartment, I should say, it's going to be filling up her apartment. We have people who are staying nice and toasty or nice and cool because of how this is actually working. And I think that's the difference between this and so many other, whether it's a space heater or a fan, that you're just not going to get, you know, this type of technology because
Right.
it's in a Dyson air multiplier machine.
I mean, look how far away I'm standing. I can feel
Yeah.
very strongly that airflow from the Dyson. And this is why, and it's also so nice and quiet, so you can have it, you know, right in the baby's room. You don't have to worry about the dog or the cat going past it. There's our joy, carrying it downstairs, putting it in another room when necessary. Yeah, if you want to get more than one so that you really can turn the thermostat down whole house, that's great. But I love the fact that if you can afford just one, you really can use it from room to room to room as you go during the day.
Yeah, we had a lovely lady call. She had a log cabin in Alaska where it gets 0 degrees. She says, I'm sure, I don't doubt her on that. And she has one of these in her log cabin, and she said that that was plenty enough for her. She didn't
Wow.
even turn the heat on. Now, that's what we're talking about. I cannot promise you, of course, that you're never going to turn your heat on if you get one of these, but isn't it nice to know the type of stories that are coming in where people are able to turn down the thermostat for their whole homes, using this as pretty much their main heater
Right.
because they know that they're just in their living room or their rec room or the basement or the kitchen, and it's portable enough to take to the bedroom.
Right.
So you just don't need to have your whole home being heated when you have one fantastically incredible, effective heater that also switches to the fan mode,
Right.
the cooling fan mode, when the summer months do come upon us. I know it seems like forever from now, but it is going to happen. So it's great to have the 2-in-1 that's completely different and revolutionizing the way that you think about heater fans.
Well, think about it. Right now, we're doing cold weather must-haves. So obviously, the Dyson is #1. No matter how high we put our heat, most of us are still cold. And you know, if you're turning the thermostat up, and somebody is coming turning the thermostat down.
Oh goodness, the
then,
battle of the thermostats.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
isn't
and
it,
that's
though?
not good for you or the system
No.
anyway. And then you get the heating bill at the end of the month, and you're dreading it. Get this. Okay, so 9,200 ordered today. In the purple, that's first ever in our today's special value presentation, we're down to the final 300. If they sell out, we don't have an advance order standing by. It's also the only order of the season, so we really can't go back and get any more purples back in stock from Susie and the gang from Dyson. But you know, it's all about feeling comfortable and being able to maybe move a little bit more freely through our home. If you don't go down the basement because it's just so cold, but maybe that's where your exercise equipment
Yeah.
is, take this with you. If you have some organizing to do up in the attic like I do, and you know, you need to go through those Halloween costumes and, you know, trying to do, like I said, it's the time of year to do like that kind of early spring cleaning, that bit of purging. Take this with you. It weighs next to nothing. If you're frozen at school or at work, I cannot tell you how many times I walk by and somebody has a Dyson in their office or their cubicle because it gets very cold here at QVC. We're a very large, big building. This is your personal little security blanket. It keeps you warm when you need to be warm. It keeps you cool when you want to be cool. You know, and when I think about other ways to stay warm, and then in the summer, I think other ways to stay cool. It's amazing that we can do a today's special value that's part of our cold weather must-haves. But we could also
It's a
be 6
hot
months
summer
from now.
must-have.
Exactly, it's where I'm going.
Right?
And we could be in the middle of July,
Yeah.
and we could be doing hot weather must-haves. And we could have exactly the same product. That shows you it's an investment that's year-round, and this is the lowest price we've ever had on a Dyson Air Multiplier.
And there's really nothing like being able to be comfortable in your own home. You know what I mean? Whether you're hot or cold or perpetually one or the other, or someone in your home is always the opposite of you, which is often the case, and everyone's fighting over the thermostat. This is something you have in your home that's a seasonless item that has an internal thermostat, so you can set the temperature of this as well to keep that specific room to whatever it is that's most comfortable for you. Right now, we are talking about heat because it is cold just about everywhere, if not everywhere, and it's going to replace so many other machines. And actually, we're going to show you that.
Right. And would
with
you
all the
call
heaters.
us too? We'll take a
Yeah.
walk over. But
Let's take a walk.
we love talking to Kathy. We love hearing from all of you.